HC Nation! Hey, Zach Edwards here with another Tutorial Tuesday. This is on Historical Conquest 2.0 cards and explaining what some of them mean. So I want to give a better explanation. There's actually just 6 of them. If you have more, I'm so sorry, 6. If you have more of them, please send them our way. We'd love to be able to explain any one of them. And then we'll put it in the title so you know exactly which cards are going to be explained. So if you have the same question, you can always go to YouTube, type in the Historical Conquest and then the name, maybe even HC 2.0, and you'll find the next explanation on that card. So here we go. Today it's Sitting Bull. It says hold and 2. So it says for 2 turns, which is why it has 2. Sitting Bull can unite 2 army cards on the same continent in order to fight together. Now here's the question. If this is hold ability, do the 2 turns need to be in a row? Great question. No, I don't think they would be in the row because it's a hold. So hold is basically you can wait to use it. So why not, if it's twice, that you wait to use it again? So this is basically allowing you to have, you might not need that army twice in a row. You might need them here and another time down the road. So no, it's not. The disadvantage of that is if you don't get to use it, and that one card, Sitting Bull, gets thrown in the discard. Well, you don't get the second time. But oh well, you got it for the first time. That's what you wanted it for. If it happened again, you would have used it a second time. So this is Sitting Bull. He's a hold and a number 2, meaning 2 turns, 2 times you can use it. So the second card is the British SAS. Now, in the first edition, Historical Conquest 1.0, there was no British SAS. They actually took the place of all the lands. If you have the first edition World War II expansion deck, you would remember that you had 2 lands that came in there, Estonia and one other one. Well, because the rules changed of how we put together expansion packs, we took out all land. So we replaced it with 2 great cards. I mean, these are amazing cards. The British SAS, and then also crazy, I think it's Scott Millen. He's the bagpiper during World War II's storming of Normandy. He's the one that played the bagpipes while the armies were storming the beaches against the Nazis, against the Germans. Sorry, not just the Nazis, the Germans. The guns were going off from the hills. The soldiers were storming the hills as fast as they could, and you've got this bagpiper just standing around blowing the bagpipes, which is funny for one thing, but the thing that's really funny is the reason why the snipers never took him out. And they said they didn't think they had to. They thought he was crazy. Well, because of his craziness, he survived, and so many people were inspired to keep storming the hill as long as they heard those bagpipes. Why? Because he wanted to always go with the Scottish. And the Scottish are very proud of their heritage and their bagpipes. So thank you, Scott, or Millen. Lieutenant Millen, I think. He could have had a gun. He had guns in other parts of the war. But that day, he wanted to storm the beaches, playing the bagpipes for his Scottish brethren. So thanks for that and inspiring them to do this. Also, a funny story with that as well is Crazy Millen actually, when all the rest of the beaches were stormed, they all met together in one spot. Well, the Scottish were supposed to make it there, and everyone was waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally like, you know what, let's just go. And all of a sudden, over the hills, they heard bagpipes. It was him. He was playing the bagpipes, which told the Allied forces to wait just a little bit longer because the Scottish were on their way. And they made it, and they made a big impact. We're going to point out a lot of those impacts that the Scottish made and everybody else made when we do the expansion game of World War II and also the new curriculum. So look for that. It's coming up, I don't know when. We're actually doing our first expansion game and curriculum right now, which will tell us exactly how long the other ones will take. Plus, we'll be adding on new team members. Right now we have just one curriculum writer. She's doing an amazing job, but it's just one person. So that is British SAS. That's a real rant on that, sorry. Okay, to go into the question, British SAS, it's an instant, which means you have to play it right away, and you can use it just one time. The SAS disables your opponent's army for 1 turn, okay? that army may not attack for 1 turn. With this being an immediate effect, is meant to be for your turn or your opponent's turn. For if it is meant to be your turn, there are very few cards that can let your opponent attack you on your turn. See, this is the whole point of the turn versus the morale, or turn versus round. We did not go over this. So yes, if you're looking at this video, if you're seeing this video, you now know that we will be changing that in the next print. Because we went through the discussion of the round versus turn a little bit later than we should have. We should have somehow had that come up before we printed Historical Conquest 2.0. As I said, we're still perfecting the game. But yes, that will be something that's changed in the next bit. But until then, the SAS disables the opponent's army for 1 round, for an entire round. That is what it should be, and that's what it will be if played in a tournament and if you see this video. So please look up this video, whether it's for Sitting Bull or the British SAS. 2 great cards, 2 cards that will really get your army pumping, and hopefully you're able to see this so you can make those corrections. And in the next print, we will have that perfected. Thanks again for Josh for providing that, and we'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.